Hi, Megan. Leaf blower. I'm glad you. I'm really glad you chose this one. I was hoping you would. Um, Enjoyed sketching and coming up with. The only thing I had trouble with is trying to find a way to connect the panel. Oh, well, we'll talk about that. Let's go ahead and jump right over to your. Where is it? Oh, here it is. Okay, so I think it's really super clear what's happening here. A couple of recommendations though, just to make to make it a little bit more visually interesting, make it a little bit more engaging to the viewer. So here's what we have. So we've got the opening. Now remember my components of that I left the components of effective linear narrative or linear storytelling, effective components of effective storytelling. Introduce the characters, introduce the setting, introduce the problem. So those are the first three steps, right? Then we have the potential solution. We have the eureka moment. Potential solution, by the way, is optional, but then you have the eureka moment, introduce the chosen solution, implementation of the solution, um, and then the final outcome. So everything here, you have everything we need. However, I think we can create a little bit more visual interest. By the first of all, the setup. Well, let me just start by saying that the more effective, the more variation you have in the presentation of the main character, the more interesting the main character is going to be to the viewer. The reason I say that is because each of these frames has the straightforward view, okay? Main character looking right into the camera. Same here, same here, same here, same here. The only alternative perspective is this. So what I would like to see is different perspectives of the main character to add visual interest and to create a connection between the viewer and the main character. So maybe here could be a side shot, or maybe she's looking in the mirror and we can see the back of her head here while we see this, so it's indicating a reflection. Maybe over here it's a three-quarter shot from the left. Maybe over here it's a three-quarter shot from the right. Just make sure that all of her characteristics remain identical. So her hair color, her eye color, everything remains identical, so the viewer knows it's the same character, just different perspective views of that same character. Okay, as far as the setup goes, so you have introduced the setting. I think we can do a little more effective job of introducing the setting and add a little visual interest. So let's say we have the first frame is maybe just an illustration of a shower, with the shower curtain closed, with steam coming out of the shower. So we know someone's in the shower. Then maybe show her with a robe on, so indicating, okay, here's the setup. She's in the shower, she's got wet hair, she just got out of the shower, she's got a robe on, and she's in the mirror with the blow dryer. Then we start here. So maybe a couple additional frames to introduce the setting a little more effectively. So she's in the mirror. And again, you might indicate that this is the mirror by including the back of her head here, so we can see that she's looking in the mirror, right? So this thing starts smoking and it's broken. This is a great way of depicting the broken hair dryer. So the hair dryer with the thought bubble with the hair dryer with the X through it, and we got the idea. The leaf blower. Oh, so let's show her going to get the leaf blower. Okay, and forget this on and off. That's a given. That's a given. So let's try to make it a little more interesting here. So she gets the idea, leaf blower. Let's show her maybe in her robe going to the garage to get the leaf blower. All right, then coming back to the bathroom and plugging it in. We don't need this on and off. We just don't need it. So then we show her blowing her hair. And maybe she's still got that same robe on. Then in the final, she's done with her robe. Okay, so she got her robe on, her hair's all nice, and then the last frame could be her maybe going out with a different outfit on and her hair all nice. Do you see what I'm saying? So I think we can do a little bit more effective job of adding little embellishments to make the narrative a little more visually engaging. Okay, again, now if you've watched any of the other videos, I'm talking about the shapes that these reside in. Are squares the most interesting? Can we use an alternative shape? Maybe an organic shape, maybe a circle, maybe something other than a square, maybe an oval. Make sure that you get that down. I'm not real sure if squares might not be the most interesting, but then again, they might work. It all depends on how you experiment and see how it works out. Take a look at these circles here, right? Interesting. Located in a spiral going clockwise. Then this one doesn't have anything containing illustrations. It's just more of an organic way of connecting the illustrations, but there's a little shape behind the illustrations that gives it a little bit of depth. So that's a really interesting technique there. I think, boy, I think the chord is interesting, an interesting way to connect the illustrations, but I wouldn't integrate the chord with the individual illustrations. I would just integrate the chord with the background. So maybe at the beginning, you could have a plug in a wall. Okay, before you even show the first frame, here's a wall plug, here's a plug with a sticking in the wall. Then the chord starts, and the chord just connects each one of these. Okay, so that we know that it's a chord. Did you see what I'm saying? And not just a line. Or maybe the chord could just start over here and then maybe just end up here with the plug as the end. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm just trying to give some alternative thoughts. I'm not trying to art direct you. I'm really not. I want you to make your own decision. I'm just trying to give you some food for thought, so to speak. Okay, I think I've given you enough to think about, right? So let's start thinking about how you're going to implement some of those recommendations. Let me know if you have any questions at all. If I can clarify anything I've said here in this video, let me know. All right? Fantastic work. I'm really looking forward to seeing this one come to fruition. So thank you very much.